Kieran McGuire with a box of Bants, and I'm here at the end, wrapped up with a great Celtic Clash 12. I'm here with two men. They couldn't wait for restrictions to lift so they could stand this close together. Stephen Sharpe and Leonard Gunning. Lads, what do you think of the night? I'll ask you first, Leonard.
It's a great night. It's a great night. Like, first of all the fights that we had where we didn't have two guys in it, we got the wins. Yeah. And then the main event where it was both of our fighters, was a great fight, and it teased both of them up for bigger fights. So whichever way it went, I was just hoping it was going to be a good fight, and that it went the distance, and that they both acquitted themselves very well, and they did, and that has to be a rematch for a Celtic title. So I'm very happy.
Good show, good to be back. And I think everybody was saying tonight, fighters and that was just to have crowds back in, have that just that atmosphere. You want to just go, well, I'm going to hold this mic, right, will you go and close the door? But just to have fans back in, the atmosphere again.
That was Dennis Morrison, because you jealous he wasn't in the picture.
But and then look, I won't go on too much because Leonard's already, but even the likes of his great Keane Doyle debuted, Liam Walsh. Even the exhibition bout, was Dom got 4 rounds, Jake got 4 rounds. It was a good move around, and obviously the main event, really, really good fight. It was a good scrap and fair. I suppose just to acknowledge the two boys.
Yeah,
we had a lot of difficulty putting this show together, and like the boys stepped in, and look, a lot of kudos for that, and a good fight.
Neither of them needed to take it. They had legitimate reasons both not to take it. They didn't have to take it. To be honest with you, I wasn't mad keen about it. I was glad that it happened because it saved the show, really. But I would have been happier to see the two of them get another couple of fights under their belt before they had to fight each other. But they want to push on anyway. That's their MO, is to get titles and move quickly and wrap up their careers as soon as they can with the most wins and the best fights that they have.
But I do think, kind of this, me, Sam and Leonard have been talking about this, I think, at a certain level the lads maybe need to be getting in with each other a little bit quicker. Like, what damage has that done there tonight?
That's what I was going to say. I was like, there was no loser there tonight.
Look, right, so Jamie won, okay, so that propels him on now to the next stage of his career. Borky loses nothing there. That's great experience.
Because they could still fight for a title next.
And Jamie was an awkward. Like, he was awkward. So Borky, it was a difficult fight. So there was nobody lost there tonight, and they all gained. Do you know what I mean? They didn't have to bring opponents in, and all that comes with that as well. So I think
there will be more fights like that.
I think
because
we need to level out. I think we need to start leveling out, and giving lads a chance to develop, instead of we're hemorrhaging money to opponents. That's what Irish boxing is, hemorrhaging money to opponents.
And there just aren't the opponents anymore. Celtic Clash 5, we had 17 fights on or something like that. Those days are gone. Those days, they will not happen again. For at least 5 years, because there are no journeymen in the UK or Europe to facilitate that. So everyone's got to start fighting. You got to fight each other. It's the only way to really make money as well. Is to fight another Irish guy. There's no point, the majority of the income going on foreign opponents just to beat them up for 4 rounds. You might as well just go over a sparring match or have an exhibition like Jake and Dom did. Jake and Dom probably got more out of that 4-rounder with each other than if we brought in some fella from Latvia or whatever, Well,
put it this way, we brought Jake to Spain, to Alicante. That Jake had the fund, through sponsorship, and I definitely think he got more from that 4 rounds of Dom tonight.
Blowing a guy
Do you know what I mean?
Well, definitely, And Jake's another guy that's ready for titles. There's a fight there maybe with Declan Geraghty. That can be made. Declan seems to want it. Jake seems to want it. They're not calling each other out, but they're up for fights. They're two guys at the stage of their career where they're ready to fight each other for titles. As long as there's a title on the line.
That would have to be Irish title, wouldn't it, really? Would you say?
Well, so whatever, that's not really down to us. It's whatever the BUI would sanction it for. Whether they sanction it for a Celtic or whether they sanction it for Irish. I think we would apply for an Irish.
I'd imagine they. So a couple of years ago when we had Jake, they wouldn't sanction Jake, but that was just because of inactivity. But he hasn't been inactive, so I definitely don't see a problem. And then just also Eddie Tracy tonight. Eddie was super. Eddie was really, really good. I think even like Eddie Tracy, I just felt like Eddie's explosive, right? But I think it was important. The lads have been out, so Eddie hasn't boxed throughout the whole pandemic. So rounds, and they know that, and we've spoken to them about that. Rounds, even Keane Doyle. Keane looked really good. Keane is
movement was lovely,
really
fluid.
Naturally gifted fighter. But Eddie Tracy,
no nerves.
Like, well, Eddie's ready now. I'm not like, you know what I mean. I imagine there being plenty of excuses made why people don't want to fight him, because he's very, very strong. You could see that there tonight.
I like to do a tournament between like the big light middles and the small middles in Irish boxing. 4 guys all fight each other over 2 nights. You know, a big, substantial cash prize for the winner. The 2 winners, 2 semi-finals on the first night, a final then on the next show, and the losers fight each other as well. So, and a title as well on the line. So I think there's something in the offing there. You know, Craig McCarthy's looking for a title at that weight. Eddie Tracy's looking for a title at that weight. Don McDonaghan's looking for a title at that weight. So there's 3. You know, you got other guys. You maybe have Chris Blaney.
Maybe someone from Wales.
Maybe someone for Wales or Scotland. Graham McCormick. You know, anybody at that weight on the Irish scene could fill in and take a slot there and make a chunk of money for themselves and really push themselves on, like the way that prize fighter used to do on Sky for lads. You know,
Graham has
over
been
2 nights.
Graham McCormick has been offered a fight with Eddie Hoyle or with Eddie Tracy, but I think Graham might have something else lined up. But that offer is there for the Celtic title in hopefully in Dublin. But look, we'll get something. Hopefully Eddie will be fighting for a title on our next show.
Liam Walsh fought a very, very, very tough. Christoph's been here many times, and there's been times you wouldn't be telling someone like don't stop Christoph, because Christoph's a tough fella, like. But you can see Liam was very, very impressive.
Liam is another lad that we're really excited about. I suppose it's worth noticing tonight the quality out there. You know, it was a small show, but as it says, you know, Keane, Jake, do you know what I mean, and Liam. There's just 3 quality lads that we genuinely believe, you know, can develop and go on to do stuff, you know, and not just kind of domestic. So I think myself and Leonard were only talking last night. Sometimes we can get frustrated, you know, progress can be slow and it's a difficult kind of environment to walk in. But when we look back even at our stable, you know, and looking at the quality of lads that are here and we're getting, and I mean, Caitlin Phelan up here tonight, we've some exciting.
Tracy Duggan,
yeah, we were chatting to Tracy tonight. She's going to, please God, once she gets her licence, she'll come on board. But with Caitlin Phelan here tonight as well, and you know, need not forget her, you know, and where she's at the moment, and you know, and what she can do for Irish boxing as well. So it's we're a bit tired now, maybe a little bit, but you know what I mean. We're in a good spot. You know what I mean. Hopefully we'll be coming back to Dublin soon as well. So yeah, all's good.
I don't want to push on too much now, but just want to finish. Like the Jamie and Rob, it looked like it was done during the week. It wasn't done, and we all in the small circle, we all know, like, you know, it was a 4 rounds and it was going to 6 rounds, and you could see from the first round Jamie's right hand was so he wasn't throwing it as much as you think he would, like, but you have to commend them both. And do you think
Spooky had an elbow problem, so there was issues there as well. But in fairness,
they both had niggles. Like I said, neither of them needed to take the fight. That's what we're saying. Both of them had 100% legitimate reasons to put it on to another show. You know, so like, they didn't need to fight each other, and both of them went in there not at 100% and fought like absolute warriors. The performance and like the shots that Jamie was catching Berkey with, and Berkey was just shaking him off and just ploughing forward back in, and Berkey got caught with a massive, there was a left hook in the second round, a mere mortal would have gone down, but a warrior like Berkey stood on his feet, you know, rattled and came back into the fight. And I thought probably the third round was probably his best round, you know, the next round. So testament to the two lads, unbelievable fight. You know, reminiscent. I did say earlier in the week, reminiscent of it had block trainer traits to it, you know, and it turned out to be didn't have the knockdowns, the ups and downs of that, but it had a lot of the action and maybe even more.
And I think just, you know, in terms of like at the end going into both of the dressing rooms, there was a buzz in them. Like it wasn't like a book. It was like, so what? Like let's go again, learn and fight early in their careers. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a win-win. That type of approach moving forward is a win-win.
Last thing I would say, I actually caught them. They actually talked to each other just there when everyone was gone upstairs. I have actually on video, but they were talking. They want to do it again, but they were saying that possibly if Kevin Cronin can make super middleweight, he'll be the one that'll be fighting Jamie next in whatever it is, Dublin, Belfast, whatever it is. Where are you at? Would you rather just see the rematch go ahead now, or do you have any idea?
We need to speak to Jonathan Lyons. I was only chatting to Jonathan trains Kev, so that's the next stop. We haven't really been speaking to Kev as such. But yeah, there's loads of options there.
You could do a tournament with us, you know.
Oh, definitely.
You know, Julio, Berkey, Jamie, Kevin Cronin. Who else did that? Like this, you know. You know, there's plenty of lads around that weight that would jump in. Another big tournament, fight each other, lads. We'd put money on the line.
John Coffey, did you mention
John
him?
Coffey, yeah. Connor Doherty, you know. There's plenty of lads, you know, and all you need is 4 lads willing to put it on the line, and over 2 nights.
Good
I think that's what we're
cash prize for the winner, like, you know what I mean? It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, look, lad, really appreciate it. Brilliant night. Loved it. And thanks. Hopefully, it's get another one now very soon. Yeah.
Good to see you again, mate.
Thanks for all your hard work as well.